Hello.
Creating value, transforming industries, even saving lives, and changing.
KPMG is embracing AI now. So this is accounting using AI technology. I think it's pretty ingenious. Like people who figure out how to enhance accounting with AI must have a creative mind,
The way we do business.
or maybe they just work hard and just.
From small steps to solving seemingly impenetrable problems. You can. You can with AI. You can with KPMG.
The information. Look, I read this shit. Okay, um, this thing is pretty important. The information contained herein is a general nature and is not intended to address the circumstances of any particular individual or entity. Although we endeavor to provide accurate and timely information, there can be no guarantee that such information is accurate as of the date it is received, or that it will continue to be accurate in the future. So it's like when you cite work in your thesis or something, you should put in the date. So it's similar with that because um, the source might have changed, might be in the future it will change. It could change, and so you put in the date. Therefore, people would understand that this was cited at this time, and when it had changed, it is not the same anymore. You are they would not be misled, and you would also be not be held responsible. Would be less likely to be held responsible. No one should act in such on such information without appropriate professional advice after a thorough examination of the particular situation. 2024 copyright owned by one or more of the KPMG international entities. KPMG international entities provide no services to clients or rights reserved. All right, so this is interesting that KPMG International is not directly dealing with clients. I mean, I want to talk about other things, but let's finish this one first. Well, I want to read the previous paragraph. No one should act on such information without appropriate professional advice after a thorough examination of the particular situation. So the situation, no one should act on such information. Oh, so even professional advice could not be thorough. So if it's not thorough, and then KPMG have told you to get the thorough examination. So even if so, don't hold KPMG responsible for the advice given by experts that just skim through it. Even if they are expert, if they are just skim through it, KPMG have told you to find a thorough examination. And yes, indeed, like subjects in this issue like accounting and stuff is really, it could go really deep and could mislead in a crucial manner. um and it could scale. That's the word that probably could explain it. KPMG refers to the global organization or to one or more of the members firms of KPMG International Limited, each of which is a separate legal entity. KPMG International Limited is a private English company limited by guarantee and does not provide services to clients. For more detail about our structure, please visit kpmg.com/governance. So they made it available, guys. And it is very generous as well that YouTube, together with KPMG, provide all of this information to us. It would be a waste not to not to consume this information. And I'm also guilty with this. I probably haven't put the right price to these valuable informations. Um, and the KPMG name and logo are trademarks used under license by the independent member firms of the KPMG Global Organization. Throughout this document, we, KPMG, us, and our, refers to the global organization or to one or more of the members of firms of KPMG International Limited, each of which is a separate legal entity. This video has been created in part with the use of generative artificial intelligence and should be used for informational purposes only. It may contain errors or inaccuracies and should not be relied upon as a substitute for professional advice. Do you know, like, uh, when we have customer protection, being like we have Karens all over, protect our customer rights, right? Now with the existence of AI, where people generate marketing campaigns, where people generate videos, they would put this in the terms and conditions that you shouldn't rely upon it. So if you see in the past, I remember when McDonald's were sued. Was it McDonald's or other fast food? A fast food chain was sued because the picture in the that is presented is different from the actualities. Well, I know there are memes about McDonald's for sure, but there are actually a lawsuit regarding things like that. So now with the AI generated marketing campaigns, I guess people are going to have a shift of expectation. So would be the customer protection. I personally should defend the previous setting, right? I don't want people to mislead me easily. So, but also if I make marketing using AI, and it is like an upscale business, it would be pretty hard actually to monitor or to audit the results, the AI generated results. And KPMG should know, right? KPMG should be able, would be the one you go to professionally figure that out. Um, Things like accounting AI, that's pretty curiosity inducing. So I'm going to try to watch some more while it is available here. Thank you very much liking it. Let me share this video for you. This is the video. The channel would be this would be the channel, right? And this would be the next video.
I'm Jane Laurie. I'm the Global Head of Corporate Affairs for KPMG, and I'm delighted to be joined today by David Bennigsen. David, you're the founder and CEO of Signal AI, pioneering the intersection of artificial intelligence and media intelligence. And you've been recognized by Forbes 30 Under 30, by Data IQ, and by Business.
All right, so Forbes list of top 10 richest people in the world or top 10 companies and stuff. It has been a reference for the working people, or per se, or what I wanted to say, to professional community for a while now. And that's a positive thing that Forbes still is reliable for that. It still is esteemed like that. So that is a wholesome thing.
Business Insider. So clearly you are very influential in this space, and I'm thrilled to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Jane. Looking forward to the discussion.
So maybe, David, by way of context, just to explain CEO Outlook. So every year, KPMG conducts a study with 1,300 business leaders around the world. Businesses of about $500 million or more, so pretty substantial. And with 10 years of data at our disposal, starting to see some really interesting trends.
Wow, guys, do you understand what this is about? They have a lot of data, crazy amounts of data. And you got to listen to this one because it is a powerful confirmation that is it's a compact assurance. But wait, did you remember that we just read the disclaimer? Still applies, okay? Still applies. But personally, I would kind of imagine the I would consider it, and I would reconfirm it to other sources if I found this to be valuable, guys, because it is pretty likely that it is indeed like that. You could really rely on, but still not just
Trends
just
in
use your
terms
own
of
discretion.
literally what is in the mind of CEOs. And we've seen that over the last 10 years, so much volatility, which I'm sure you can comment
Yes,
on in a
you guys
minute.
see so much volatility. Okay, pay attention. So much
But
volatility.
I would say almost punctuated with COVID in the middle. And now looking at all that geopolitical tension, economic sort of turbulence, I suppose. So I kind of wanted to start really from there, David, to say you've been a CEO for 10 years, which is great, 10 years of CEO Outlook, 10 years as a CEO. And I'd love to get your perspective on what have you seen over the last 10 years in terms of that volatility.
But during this time, such updates really would be not menial. It would be pretty significant. And it is more likely to be manifesting in this year, 2024. 2023 would be the start of it. 2024 would be would be the manifestation of a new point of view, right? This, and I also noticed, I just realized it's watching from YouTube videos that there is a generation that is actually stayed at home for 3 years in their teenage years. 3 years is a high school period. It's a whole high school period or a whole middle school period. Wow, that is huge. And in at the working place also, um, this lockdown should have impacted. I mean, if you want to say accounting standard would be impacted by that, were a far-fetched, maybe in a way it could influence how people look at things. So let's continue. So another detail that I think is also, you know you got to accept, right, that things, every system experience the increase in entropy. So you just gotta expect things would not work the same way as they used to. But but we cannot really always pinpoint how fast does the entropy increase. Sometimes it increase slowly, sometimes it could increase big. So when we are talking about volatility, like she said, the market is volatile. It is uh it is pretty significant, I should say. Right. So this is what we are talking about right here. That's why we are here, because we want to see how that rock that is found. We want to have a foundation that is built on a rock, guys, and the new keratin, I should say, or the new material of the rock, or whatever that would be, the new crystal would be contributed by AI. Isn't that scary, guys? So there's also social pressure, of course, for not firing people. But then we want people to be well first in AI. I guess that would be the trend right now in the money making economy. And I think this is rather unfortunate that we don't have alternative, right? We have to put up with AI. Couldn't, like, can we make things work? I'm such an old dude, right? Can we make things work in an alternative world without AI? Okay, maybe not the popular way of life. Maybe it's a niche, like the protected ecosystem, protected aboriginal tribe lifestyle, protected Native American lifestyle. Um, it would be like a museum, but maybe not. Maybe there's something in it. That's just what I hope for. And it is crazy as well that AI, like, the reason why we are so hard in connecting people, it's so hard for us to actually augment each other, um, because of the licensing, because of the law, copyright issue. And suddenly here comes AI that actually not doing that's probably doing worse than us in terms of responsibilities over those things, over those gratitude and reward system. But they are being exalted like nuts, and we are being abandoned, and it is like, what? For what? If the AI actually could do that better, right? Their rendering is actually went through some accountability procedures, or going through some legal expertise filter. If that could be done, I guess, that would be the next step. It should be, but it is kind of regrettable that it was such a lost technology, guys. It was such a lost technology. technology fade it again, but now alternative is actually violating a lot of norms. Isn't that insane, guys? A kid that are used to that were prepared um, through home studying during the time of COVID for 3 years, they will come, they will touch grass. Imagine that, guys. It's like being in a barracks and then being put into a war zone, something like that. That's actually um, mind in mind mind stimulating the mind a lot more. Ex- Okay, guys. So again, guys, we have to move on, right? I am in a point of view could be an old generation, but in another point of view, I am also kind of a younger generation for some people who are still working. So the thing that I think that we should move on from is to consider labor as this pivotal determinant for rewards, right? I think I think anyone would agree that it's not about the labor, it is about the problem you solve. And the easy way to relate to it would be the keyword stake. Okay? How do you manage your stakes? Um, if you could manage your stakes well with the minimal labor, you are giving value as much as those who are laboring. Of course, in the act of working, right, you would also do a lot of things at the same time, comparatively to those who are not really working, who only spends few time at work. But then this free time could also be used for to compensate for even more productive things. Um, and with AI, that could be crazily augmented. And I wonder what kind of mindset people of the future are going to have. But still a lot of people still are locked on in this per hour kind of thing, but we should really quickly adjust our rewarding system into state. The one big problem with that is actually when you are able to do things more efficiently, significantly, people would lower the price on you. That is an issue that we should think about. Yes, I know, and that somewhat of a deterrence from us embracing a better world, because it is a key to a better world, guys. A more free time, more diversified sources of income potentially, but such lowering of the price is actually hindering that. So when is it okay to lower your price? So when is it okay to lower the payment? And when would competition entails furthering away from the better world? And I think I have a formula for that. But let's watch. It's not about that. Let's watch the video. And probably not exactly right that, right? It is about the aligning of the value propositions, because the company would have these value propositions, and then the employees would have these value propositions. The one that is going to be entertained is the one that is like this, while the one that is like this is going to be managed. Guys, again, this is some expensive stuff, guys. And if you want to say, oh, um like, if you want to say, oh, you are selling it too cheap, so KPMG, Price Waterhouse, is selling it too cheap, YouTube is selling it too cheap, and you would want to say, oh, they in part are doing that for the sake of monopoly. They want to monopolize the market. But I, in this case, guys, if you can see, the way I take it right now, not for every single thing that are like this, but the way I feel right now, is like I actually am being enriched. And this comes from the, I think, if the whole world is poor, then the goods and services would be lower quality. And that's the logic. If you want to have a higher quality stuff with each other, if you want to trade with each other, maybe the prices would be lower. Maybe would less money would be involved, and more valuable goods and service would be exchanged. But that is very good if, only if, everyone is like that. And what better era, or what better platform we would realize that era, if it not internet? Why do we have internet if we are not going to use it? And what are we going to use it for? We're going to use it for that. All right. Okay. So this is so cutting edge, but let's not go there because I'm not going to talk things that I don't understand. But this is insane. Okay. But put that aside. At least we can make a simple example. Um, Global warming, right? Climate change. How do you quantify that? How do you quantify your corporate social responsibility, your carbon emission, and whether or not the measure or the investment that you make in order to minimize your carbon footprint would be a positive or a negative at the grand scheme of things. And I could imagine how AI, being fed in the data could kind of actually mathematically compute um, aspects of your contributions. But it really comes down to the again the value proposition that needs to be aligned. Um, I think this is a big job for IFRS actually, in order to explore or any accounting standard board, they they wants to explore how these values, because it has been enabled. Now, since it has been enabled, you would want to go for it, right? Because previously in the past, people would just not go for it, but now people would go for it. How would you go about in terms of connecting each other, making us more better kinship? Maybe we are not brothers, maybe we are not real cousins, but we could experience aspects of that in this connected world. And I think assurance or accountability is actually uh, what will bring us together. And it is very strategic, this position, these standards boards. You should really have the best kind of people, the best kind of scrutiny, and also the savviness of technology. I'm not saying like, oh, you have to have, or you if you don't have it you suck. um, I think it is not judged by the result at the end of the day. And it is insane as well, right? It is insane to even it wouldn't be in the past without AI. It wouldn't be imaginable. It wouldn't be imaginable, but we have this conversation here. Okay, so now here it is, the part where I, if I comment more, then probably I would be thinking about things that are up there instead of thinking things that are in that is for me. So let's move on into a different video, or maybe I'll just make a different video because this is 40 minutes. I don't know, maybe. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I would stop it here. So not maybe, uh not maybe in terms of stopping here, but in terms of creating another video. I would think about it. Sorry.